Charles knows that he can't go against it because he's more powerful than him. And so he wants to please everyone. And for his understanding,
Yes.
is pleasing everyone, is loving everyone too.
Well, that's the problem.
Yes,
that's the problem
right.
he's
and
got.
People as well, if people see that he says those things, people are happy with him too. And everything for him and for them is about loving and liking each other, understanding their philosophies and their beliefs, and doesn't cause any problem. Love can grow in that way, in that sense.
But this phase of history we're in, it's got a conclusion, and what comes next?
Yes.
You see, this is the thing. We've got to think about the eternal issues. I mean, what I say in my own life, I don't give much time to science anymore. I give my attention to eternal issues.
Yes.
What comes beyond the grave?
Yes.
And what Jesus is telling us, he's telling us what is to come beyond the grave. And he wants people to know this. He speaks the truth in love.
Yes, but probably King Charles is thinking more, not eternally, he's thinking more about the present, the present situation. And this is what he knows, that people are interested in living the present, not eternity, while they are in this world.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
Because we are preparing for eternity now, in this life.
Yes, that's a kind of issue as well, but let's see how it's going to be as well.
Yeah, if I may continue, looking back to when the Queen was crowned in 1953, and I quote this from a very good source. At her coronation in 1953, Queen Elizabeth, as head of the Anglican Church, swore to do her utmost to maintain the laws of God and a true profession of the gospel, doing all in her power to maintain in the United Kingdom the Protestant Reformed religion. Right, now what she's talking about there is what we will call real biblical Christianity, you see.
Yes, yes.
But what Charles is doing, he's gone away from that to consider all faiths and belief systems. You see, that's the point I'm making. And if you go back a bit before then to the Second World War, during the war, King George VI, of course, he was the father of our former Queen. He called the nation to prayer on many occasions. There were 12 days of prayer.
Wonderful, beautiful.
We were called to prayer on 12 days during that war period.
Wow.
That God would deliver us from the from the German aggression. And it's amazing how those prayers were answered. Churches were packed. They were queuing outside to get in.
Beautiful, yeah.
And there's no doubt that was very, very effective in giving us this victory from being overrun by Germany. So, and King George, he mentioned, of course, he's speaking about the God of the Bible, mentioning several times, even quoted from the Bible. And I would say that when the Queen began her reign, she was of the same mind.
Yes.
Right? But over the years, recently, when she did her coronavirus speech, which you can find on the internet, her speech was very much secular. Now, what I'm saying is, she drifted from the example of her father, which was a really a Bible-based faith, to this secular position as far as the state's concerned, not her personal life, right? And now Charles has gone even further away. So we were seeing a decline in our trust in the biblical Christ and Christianity. We've gone away from that. It's quite clear. We see it in society generally. There's no doubt about this. It's objective reality.
Yeah, that time at King George,
Yeah.
England was more surrounded with English people. After the Second World War, many people from other countries, other religions and beliefs came to this country. And so that's why they brought these beliefs there. And what the rank decided to do is to accept all. And to accept to make them happy, to accept their religion and beliefs.
Yes.
And so that's why they are now in this position, and even the Queen Elizabeth, who got to this position that, like, talking more in a secular way, because she was a Christian. She was a Christian, she was praying constantly and she loved Jesus. But she knew that she couldn't go against the beliefs of other people. And so to make peace, and probably she understood that God, she loves everyone, and probably she had her own reasons to talk about in that way. About, for example, I'm thinking about Mother Teresa as well. Mother Teresa was someone who was a Christian. She loved Jesus, but she was in India and she accepts all religions, and she helped all people. And she was admired by the world, by the entire world, because of acceptance of different views and religions. But she continued being faithful to God and Jesus. And some people criticized her in one way or another. Some people would say, look, she should be just following Christianity and Jesus not accepting those religions. And some people, atheists, would criticize her about her religion, which was criticized. Now, Queen Elizabeth is in a different position as well, but in a similar position at the same time. But I understand your point too, because
you are thinking of the eternal.
Yes, you are thinking about
the eternal outcome. This is what I'm focusing on, because obviously we have one life. To come to faith in the Lord Redeemer of the world. We have one life to do that, you see.
Yes.
And this is why, of course, I don't know Mother Teresa's beliefs really, but I mean, I hope people would have seen in her the love of God because of her Christian faith.
Yes,
I hope that's what they saw in her.
They saw.
And perhaps followed it.
They see, that's true, because sometimes people were looking at her, and they were looking at her on TV when she was helping those people around on the streets, lying, and helping other people. And many people say, there is something in her. I don't know what it is. There is something in her, like a light in her. And that light was the Jesus light in her. And she was always talking about Jesus as well. Although she accepted other religions and beliefs, she also, her love was Jesus all the time. And she used a lot this word about Jesus. Because Jesus thirsts. She was saying all the time that. And people could see that love, Christian love in her. And they loved this point of Christianity through her as well. And it was beautiful too. But I understand the eternal point you are making, and it makes sense too.
Okay, I'll conclude this, if I may, just by quoting from Jesus.
Yes, quote.
And this really is the heart of the problem.
Yes.
Jesus said, no one can serve two masters.
Yeah.
For either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will hold to one and despise the other. Now that's the problem of the constitutional monarchy.
Oh, yeah.
Because the monarch, if the monarch is a Christian, he is trying to serve God and the state.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
and of course, the time will come when those two disagree. You see, and this is really a built-in problem of the constitutional monarchy. When this was laid down in law, I believe it was 1688. At that time,